And by the way, I'm not sponsored by anyone. These are just simply things that I've enjoyed in my own life. So, hope this helps. What's happening? Today, I want to talk about supplements. You know, it's funny, I've been meaning to address this for a while now on my channel, but I guess I forgot. And you know why I forgot? Because they are such a minimal part of my life and my results. But I know, and like it's funny, I deal with clients, and so often we get started and the next question is like, all right, so what supplements do I need? I'm at GNC right now. I'm like, slow down. Why are you throwing money at stuff like that? And that's what I want to, that's the message I want to get across with this video, is supplements aren't necessary. You know, the supplement game is interesting, man. And it's interesting because there's a lot of money involved. And there's a lot of people who can make money. And there's a lot of easy ways to convince you to buy supplements, right? First thing I want you to know is the whole supplement industry is unregulated. What does that mean? So that means that tomorrow I can go scoop a pound of dirt out of my yard, mix that shit up, call it Nitro Boost Weight Gainer, and sell it to you at GNC. That's how it works. That's all a lot, like 95% of supplements out there, they're fillers with crazy marketing schemes, right? And it's sad, but that's just the way it is. And so number one, I guess that's number two now. Number two, though, is that you don't need them. You know, and I don't care what anyone tells you. You get on your journey, like trying to get to where you're at, you don't need them. Now, if you are already at the top, you can't figure out how to get to that next level, you're crushing it, then there's certain things that you can take to get another advantage. But like obviously, like if people got around, made it without them, you don't need them today. So what I want to talk to you guys about are some of the supplements that I do take and the reasons I don't take others, but I'll give you some suggestions on some things and hopefully answer your questions. So the main supplement I take, and I honestly don't even refer to it as a supplement, it's protein powder. I think of that as just food, right? Because that's just a part of my diet. It's really difficult to get the amount of protein that I need, that you need in real food throughout your day. You know, I'm a busy professional. I'm assuming a lot of you watching are as well. And so protein powder is a safe, clean way to do it if you pick the right ones. You know, there are a lot of ones out there that are just mixed with a lot of stuff that you don't really need, and then aren't even really mostly made up of protein. One quick way that you can tell is by looking at the ingredients list. They're listed out in like numerical order, I guess, from most amount to least amount. So if the protein ingredient is listed first, that means it makes up the highest percent of what's in this. So here we got pea protein, brown rice protein are the first two things listed there. And then you got natural flavor, cocoa powder, stevia, salt, and guar gum. So a relatively short list of ingredients. That's what you like to see. Guar gum, not the greatest, but you kind of just take what you can get, because one thing I'll talk about with supplements in general is you get what you pay for. I'm sorry, like I know you want to go out there and get the cheapest of everything, but that's not gonna do you any good. It's really just gonna be money down the drain anyways. So find yourself a quality protein made of the right products that taste good. Another important part is the amino acid breakdown. So if you want to make sure that you're maximizing protein synthesis and your body is using this protein and absorbing it, you want to make sure the amino acid breakdown is up to par. And one thing you want to concentrate on is getting 2 to 3 grams of leucine in each serving. I've found out like one protein powder that I was using didn't really cover that, and because they didn't list it anywhere, and I was like, okay, if they don't list it, that probably means they don't hit those numbers. Now this one here, it says that all the essential amino acids equal about 7 grams. So a little less transparent than you'd like, but what you can assume is that for the leucine, for them to all equal 7 grams, for the leucine to be less than 2 would be pretty unlikely. So it mostly checks out. It mostly checks out. But there are a few different kinds of, so this is a plant-based protein powder. As you recall, I said it was pea protein and brown rice protein. I used this, and this is the reason I was so skeptical on the amino profile, is because when you're dealing with plant-based protein, typically it is lower in leucine. And leucine is what's going to maximize that protein synthesis. I use this because I don't react as well to whey, which is a dairy byproduct. And this just, I'm less inflamed. My stomach feels better, so I go with this. Whey protein is a great source. It's digested super quickly, and so it can be really effective. If you get some whey isolate protein, that's what I would recommend. But again, you gotta check the ingredients list. Make sure it's got everything that you want. So that's kind of protein powder. Like I said, if you find the right stuff, it's really just a part of your diet. I mean, that's kind of how I look at it. The other thing that I take, and I don't even know if you really want to call it a supplement, but I just take ZipFizz. And basically it's a multivitamin filled with B12, which gives me energy because I'm not a coffee drinker, and I still got to get that boost somehow. So this has helped me quite a bit. They market it as like healthy energy, like if you're gonna go for a run or something like that. I just like taking it in the morning. It's filled with electrolytes too, so it hydrates you, gets me some of the vitamins that I may be lacking on. And yeah, you know, it's worked out for me. It's about $30 for a 30 pack. So you compare that, you drink one of these a day, you compare that to like a $3 or $4 coffee, you're saving some money. So those are really the only things I take. Now, what have I taken in the past? I used to be pretty strict on pre-workout, taking pre-workout. Had to have it every single day before my workout. If I didn't have it, it was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it today. And this is why I'm not so big on supplements. Because no, I don't care what you say, I'm not saying they're addictive, but anyone would create a dependency on them. When you link that these are going to help you, and then you go without them, you're going to automatically think, now I'm not going to be able to perform. When that's completely untrue. And on top of that, why do you want to, I don't ever want to rely on something to be able to perform. I want to know in my mind that I can get the job done no matter what. If I got some pre-workout and I want to take it, I'll take it. But I don't want it to be something that I have to take every single day, because that is what happens with pre-workout. You do get used to it, you build up that tolerance, and then it stops working as well. Then you're doubling doses, and then you're going through it way too fast, and then you're in a money pit. And that was one thing I recognized that I didn't want to do. Now, sure, for a little bit it was tough to get off of that. Maybe my workout suffered a little bit, and I do enjoy taking it here and there. But again, I'm not dependent on it, that's for sure, and nothing's really suffered because of it. So that's what I want you to know, is like, you don't need any of that. You don't need any of it. If you struggle so hard getting to the gym, you can't even keep your eyes open there, you struggle finding the motivation when you're in there, there's nothing wrong with it if you find the right stuff. So again, you want to check the ingredients list. What are the fillers in there? The easiest way to determine if it's good or bad is like, how many ingredients are in there. If it's a ton, probably not the best. And like, do you recognize any of it? You know, really all a pre-workout should be is caffeine. Caffeine and creatine. That is one benefit that a lot of pre-workouts have, is they have creatine, which is one of the only supplements out there that is actually worth taking if that's your goal. But again, like, I go back to it, a lot of people's goals are just to lose weight, look better. These creatines, these other supplements, that's like that next level. Like, you're here trying to get here. Once you get here, then you can start like thinking about what's next. But right now, like, I wouldn't even concentrate. I wouldn't waste my money on it, because like, for where you're at, it's not going to give you all the benefits that you're looking for. But back to pre-workout, you really just want some caffeine to get you going, and some creatine to keep your muscles fuller. What else is there? BCAAs. People will tell you different things about this stuff. That is probably the biggest waste of money for the majority of people out there, because you get all those amino acids through a regular healthy diet. And that's another thing. Like, people want to spend all this money on supplements, but complain when they're paying a little more for healthier food. Maybe calculate all the money you would spend on those supplements, don't spend it on them, and buy it on the proper nutrition. That is the way you really should go about it. And so BCAAs, like I said, you can get all that through proper nutrition. It's not that hard to do. So, and the thing with that is that your body, it's not like, oh well, I'll double the dose and get double the benefits. It's not. You cap out at a certain place, so now your body just passes it through. It's not even using it. So you're really just, it's expensive pee is all you're doing. You're just peeing it out, wasting money. The only benefit that I've found from BCAAs is if you are in a spot where you're really trying to build muscle and you're working out, you're forced to work out in a fasted state. That is when BCAAs can come into play, only because they give you something in your system to prevent muscle breakdown a little more. So in that state, yeah, they can benefit a bit, but it's still like not super proven, right? Like, it's not like night and day. And that's the thing with a lot of these supplements, is the science is just not like super behind them. But the thing that I was telling someone the other day is, like, the reason I'll never say flat out don't take supplements is because, think of this, the placebo effect is a real thing, right? Like, it's cured like diseases in people because your mind is so strong. So if by taking this BCAA, even if, let's say, the science isn't there, it's not technically doing anything for you, but by taking it, you work out harder and are therefore seeing gains, what's wrong with it? You know, and it's clean ingredients. What is wrong with buying it and taking, and you got the money? Like, shoot, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, so people want to say like, oh, it's just a placebo effect. Who cares if you still get the result that you wanted? You know, so I think you got to take that angle as well when it comes to supplements. You know, if the pre-workout, you do become dependent on it and you're okay with that, okay. But like I said, for me, I just don't ever want to be in that spot, because then when I don't have it, it's like my day's ruined, and I don't want to be in that place. But like I said, if money's not an issue, you like having it, it makes you feel good, makes you more confident in the gym, and the ingredients are clean, go for it, man. I'll tell you a couple companies that I like. I like PE Science. From what I've seen, they've got some clean products, and this is freaking delicious. So if you want to try it out, I definitely would. That's all I've really had from them, but like I said, from their other stuff that I've seen, it's pretty clean stuff. Another company that I really enjoy is Onnit. They've taken a different approach to supplements, whereas, you know, it's all clean stuff, it's all natural ingredients, and so I really respect that. It is pricey, but you know, in the supplement game, you get what you pay for. So and that's another reason that it's like supplements are that upper level, because if you just want to lose weight and you're really focusing on that, and this isn't like your life, you know, like you're not trying to be the biggest, fastest, strongest dude, then you shouldn't pay for all that. Not until you get here where it's like, okay, now I really want to get serious about totally optimizing myself. Then maybe it's worth that money, you know? So that's kind of just the basics on supplements and what's out there. I mean, there is creatine too. I know a lot of people ask about that. That can be effective for building muscle, but you gotta be here, right? If you're here with a lot of body fat and you're trying to lose it, is it worth the money? Not in my opinion. Another thing that I'll hit on, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. A lot of that stuff is fancy marketing and just fillers. Don't buy any fat burners. Don't buy anything that sounds like it's going to cheat the process, because that is fake. None of these, you know what these fat burners are? They're just caffeine. They're caffeine telling you that by getting you hyped up, you're gonna burn fat. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. So like I said, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. And probably if it's super cheap, question it too, right? Like, always question it. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to me. Any other brands that you're unsure of or want to know more about,